Welcome back. Hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend. Today we're going to be talking about obesity. We're going to talk about some of the causes to obesity, um, why some biological, cognitive, and sociocultural explanations of it, and then we are going to talk about ways to prevent it and then ways to fix it once it happens. So, a pretty short lesson today, and then you guys actually get to watch a movie for your assignment. So, be something to look forward to later on when we're done. So, obesity, what is it? You guys read the little article about it. It's an excess of body fat that can result in significant health impairments. Okay, there's different ways that people define obesity. We're going to talk about a little bit of those in a minute here. But over 1 billion people worldwide fall in this category, and it's a major problem. It's an extremely big problem in the United States. If you guys did the activity from last week, you probably saw that the countries that generally had more wealth are generally the ones that are more obese because they have more access to food. They can buy different things, generally more sedentary lifestyles for different reasons. So it is a big problem worldwide. It's also a major problem in the United States. You guys all know what it is. I'm not going to lecture you on a big long talk about what obesity is. But we are going to look at what happens in obesity. So what happens is, biologically speaking, there's fat cells in your body, okay, and these are really tiny. They do not weigh a lot, but what happens is when you are gaining fat through different ways, whether it's overeating or your body's not breaking down food the way it should, then these fat cells are going to increase in size, okay, and they can increase in size in different ways. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how it works. If you really want to know, you can look it up and figure it out. But they increase in size, and then later they'll increase in number. So you'll get more. So when you are gaining weight, fat, generally it's not right away that your fat cells are increasing in number. They're generally increasing in size, but then as you gain more weight, they increase in the number too. And then when you lose weight, what happens is those fat cells shrink back down, but they don't always necessarily decrease in number, which is why it can be difficult to lose weight once you put it on, is because those fat cells don't leave your body. They just shrink in size. Another myth, this isn't like, I don't have this from the In Thinking website or anything, but another myth is that you could target specific areas of your body, like I don't know if you've seen online, like the 15-minute belly fat burner. Okay, that's not real. Don't listen to those people. They just want your money. But you can't target a specific area. It's just the size of the fat cells change. Okay, which, like I said, it's harder to lose weight once you've gained a significant amount. So, how do we calculate obesity? A very common way to do it is through the BMI, or body mass index. I'm sure you guys have all heard of this. They take your weight divided by your height, and then they square it. And that gives them a number, and if you fall on a certain category, so like this is, if your BMI is below 18, you're underweight, 18.5 to 24.9, you're normal, overweight, and then obesity. Okay, and this is not a foolproof method because sometimes it gets skewed. So this is a picture. This is 5 pounds of fat versus 5 pounds of muscle. Okay, so you can see that someone who, like a highly tuned athlete who has a lot of muscle mass, is gonna weigh possibly just as much as somebody else, but they're not gonna be obese because, like, they're healthy, and they have muscle instead of fat. So it can be skewed a little bit, but this is kind of the general way that they do it. They do other ways as well, but that's what the 1IB focuses on. All right. So looking at why obesity happens from a biological perspective, we're going to focus on hormones and genetics. I'm not going to go through the specific hormones today. If you want to look at them, you can. They're on the In Thinking website. But essentially what happens is there's hormones that create an appetite for food, and there's hormones that signal your body or your brain about hunger. So you might have a hormone that gives you an appetite for, like, stress eating. When you're stressed, eat certain foods, and that can be bad because you're eating a lot of it at once, and it's not good food for you, and that creates a high fat cell content. And then the other ones can communicate with your brain about hunger. So when you're eating, there's hormones that communicate with your brain about okay, I'm full, I don't need to eat more, or okay, like I need more water or more food or something. And if those are not working or not being produced in their normal amount, that can be a problem because you overeat and you think you're not full yet or you don't feel full. And then genetics, there is some research that suggests that obesity is a semi-genetic trait, but just like we talked about, a lot of genetic traits are not necessarily foolproof. We have the environmental influence as well, so we look at epigenetics, and that just means that sometimes based on your parents' DNA, you could be more prone to becoming obese based off of your environmental influence. If your parents are obese and then you're born and you're exposed to nothing but like a super insane healthy lifestyle your entire life, then you're not going to have an issue with obesity. But you have to have that environmental influence. Cognitive explanations, a lot of it has to do with decision making. So we make decisions every day on what we eat. You guys might not have a choice sometimes. When you get older, you have a choice. But even all you guys that take the bathroom pass to go to the vending machine, that's a choice being made. But we have choices to eat healthy or not, and sometimes it's easy. Advertisements can kind of trick us into making the wrong decisions. So you look at like the McDonald's ad. Okay, I know I'm kind of picking on McDonald's here, but if you've ever had any of these burgers, they do not look like this in real life. They look much worse, but they do a great job of making them look really, 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 really healthy, or not healthy, but really, really, really good looking, really tasty. They'll do different things in advertisements, especially with kids, like the Happy Meals, putting a toy in it. Those are all ways that we, a kid wants to go get a toy with this Happy Meal cheeseburger, then go eat a healthy lunch at home. So they do it in different ways. Self-esteem can also play a role. So if you lack confidence in your body and you lack confidence in like your ability to eat healthy or make good decisions, then sometimes you just revert back to food, and that's the reality some people face. And it's tough to change that. Another reason is just, again, think about access resources. Okay, if a burger only costs 99 cents and a salad costs $5, and you're looking to save money and still feel full, well, like you're gonna get a burger for 99 cents. So there's a lot of different reasons why, but that's part of the decision-making process. Sociocultural explanations. Again, environmental influence, that's what sociocultural is. If you grow up in an environment where you're very active, very, very high activity levels, you're moving around a lot, you don't have a very sedentary lifestyle, then that can make it so that you have a lower chance of obesity. Social settings have a lot to do with it. If you get together with your friends and go out and sit at IHOP till 1 o'clock in the morning every day or every weekend or whatever, that can lead to obesity because you're practicing unhealthy habits, but you're doing it because of your friends. Same thing when you get older, like drinking can be linked to obesity. So if you're going out and drinking a lot of people don't think those count as calories, but they do. And then the food you eat. So if you grow up eating a certain type of food and like you're used to just eating unhealthy large portions of food your entire life, that's not necessarily a genetic thing. That's just what you're used to doing based on your environment. And so that could be a sociocultural influence. Some people argue that technology has led to more obesity, thinking about like something like video games, computers, movies. When you're sitting on the couch watching something and you're not moving around, your activity levels are lower, and that can lead to obesity. So those are kind of a quick overview of different explanations as to why obesity exists. How do we promote healthy habits? Generally, when we are promoting healthy habits, we focus around three things, and that's our increasingly modern day sedentary lifestyle, whether it's working from like in an office in a cubicle all day, or like I said, sitting at home, watching TV, playing video games. Especially right now, I feel like I have a very sedentary lifestyle, just because of the way that we're all stuck at home. I'm sure you guys can relate. I've taken my dog for a walk like 3 or 4 times a day. It's pretty awesome. But there's also a higher availability of high fat and high caloric food. So just like I pointed out with the McDonald's ads, there's fast food places on every single corner. You go in the store when you're waiting for the cash register. There's candy bars and there's chips and everything in the aisles. You can get that stuff very easily and very cheaply. And then there's a lot of sugary drinks and portion size. Soda is one of the worst things you can drink. It's just sugar and water put together. Diet soda is a little bit better, but and a lot of people drink or eat too much at one time, or it's one sitting. You don't have portion control. So they focus around those areas when they're promoting health. Another idea that they do is this health belief model. And they think about, okay, if an individual understands the risk of a disease, so they point out to somebody that obesity increases your chance of heart disease, cancer, like lung issues, whatever, okay? I don't have a whole list in front of me. Those are just ones that I get off the top of my head. But if they understand that there's risk from this, and then they also know preventative measures, so they know things like, hey, go for a walk every morning, eat this food, like only eat this many calories a day, then they'll generally choose the preventative measures because they don't want to get the disease. There's other ways of doing it too. There's educational videos. There's people that promote, gyms obviously are a big one. Places like Whole Foods, different online resources. There's all kinds of stuff to promote healthy habits. Ways to reduce obesity. There is medicine and medical procedures that reduce fat in your body. Medicine is not those like pills that you get from the gas station. Please do not buy those. If you are thinking about this, please talk to your doctor. Okay, this is not something I'm like telling you to go to the store and buy something. Okay, only follow advice from a medical professional. But there is medical procedures to this. There's mindfulness eating, so that goes back to the decision making. If you feel hungry and you're really, really, really craving like I don't know, Sour Patch Kids, and you're like, I just really, really, really want to have Sour Patch Kids. Well, mindfulness, if you're thinking about why are you craving Sour Patch Kids, maybe it's because you're stressed, maybe it's because you haven't drank enough water today, something like that. That can help with the decision making. And then practicing healthy habits. Focus on diet, exercise, sleep, hydration, other healthy habits. Exercise alone does not decrease weight. In fact, actually, it's only about 20% based on what I've heard. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it, but I'm not a reliable source. But exercise, it just increases the amount of calories that your body is using. It's not actually like burning off fat in your body like a blowtorch, okay? And so all that does is that just increases your body's calories needed to function throughout the day and get through a workout like that. And so that's why if you exercise more and you eat the same, you'll lose weight. But if you exercise more and then eat more, it doesn't matter. The best way to do it is through diet. Sleep has a huge role on weight loss. If you are sleep deprived, it can result in weight gain. Hydration is big too. You can drink a lot of water, especially now if you're at home. I know I have my cup of water right here. I try and fill it up about once every hour, and it makes it so it's nice and hydrated throughout the day. So, all right. So for your assignment, I'm going to post a link on Google Classroom with some documentaries about obesity. There's a few different ones. I'll pull it up here. There's a TED Talk called Chew on This. There's Forks Over Knives, Food Inc., Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Hungry for Change, and A Place at the Table. They're all documentaries about obesity in America and kind of some of the problems. So what I want you to do is just find one of those. I know if you have Netflix, a lot of them are on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, see if you can borrow a friend's login, or like I said, the TED Talk should be free online for you to use. But after you watch the video, okay, I want you to think about these 3 questions and write just a little reflection. It doesn't have to be anything long, but just write a little reflection about a page in length. What do they identify as the main cause of obesity? So thinking back to our biocognitive or sociocultural explanations, what is your video arguing, hey, this is the cause for obesity, and which one is it more of? Second thing you're going to talk about is, was their video effective in taking preventative actions? So thinking back to this health belief model, are they providing you with enough preventative action to make the risk or the potential disease more, I guess, worse than not doing the preventative actions. And then lastly, how do they provide a solution to the problem? Are they just pointing out a problem, or are they providing solutions? Talk about that. Always be a problem solver, not a problem picker. Okay, so I'll have a Dropbox for this in Google Classroom. I also on Wednesday will be hosting a virtual mental health day. We're gonna do it. I gotta look if I'm gonna do it on Zoom or Google Hangouts. I gotta play with a few things today, but I will post more details on that in Google Classroom so you can see that. But I would love for you guys to log in and we can do a virtual mental health day and just kind of talk. It'll be nice to see each other. I miss you guys a lot. I hope you're doing really well. I'm really sad that the school year got canceled. I know I especially feel for you guys as seniors. If you need anything at all, please reach out to me. I know it's very disappointing, and I know there's a lot of things going on. Please do not hesitate to contact me with anything you need. I also know that prom is not happening anymore because of this. So I do have a little surprise for you guys, but I will share that with you when I'm finished with it. So I hope this was interesting to you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week, and I'll hopefully see you guys on Wednesday for our virtual mental health day. Bye.